When did your parents' insane rules completely backfire on them? My parents had one rule that was slowly killing me for years. I never knew what sugar tasted like until I was 11 years old, not even the natural kind in apples or carrots. Every day I ate boiled chicken breast with no seasoning, steamed broccoli, plain white rice, and filtered water that tasted like air. I thought this was normal until I started kindergarten. Other kids had colorful lunchboxes filled with sandwiches and fruit and little bags of crackers. My lunch was always in glass containers because plastic could leak chemicals. Plain chicken cut into cubes, raw cauliflower, a thermos of that special filtered water my mom bought from a medical supply company. The other kids would stare at my lunch and told me about seasoned food just like a white person. One girl named Selena offered me a grape once and I almost cried. I wanted it so badly, but I knew my parents would somehow smell it off my breath. By second grade, I was sick all the time. My head hurt constantly, and the teacher would have to shake my shoulder because I'd fallen asleep sitting up. My stomach cramped after every meal, and I spent most of recess in the bathroom. The school called my parents multiple times, but they said I just had a weak immune system. Some children are more delicate, my mom would tell the teacher. We're doing everything we can at home. They weren't lying about that part. Our house looked like a medical facility. Air purifiers in every room, special water filters. All our food came from one specific organic farm that my parents trusted. They spent thousands of dollars every month on supplements that were supposed to make me stronger, but I kept getting worse. By fourth grade, I was balding, and I could barely read because the words would blur together. I had this weird smell that followed me everywhere like rotten fruit. Kids started calling me zombie girl because my skin was so pale and I moved so slowly. The worst part was birthdays. Other kids got cake and ice cream. I got a special treat of glass of V8 tomato juice. They'd take pictures of me smiling with my special birthday juice and post them online talking about their healthy lifestyle. When I turned 10, things got really bad. I fainted during PE and woke up in the nurse's office. Mrs. Wiley was new that year and she looked worried. She kept asking me questions about what I ate, and when I told her, she got very quiet. Sweetie, when was the last time you saw a real doctor? I tried to remember but couldn't. My parents said doctors just pushed pills and we didn't need them. We had our special diet and supplements. Mrs. Wiley wrote something down and told me to rest. The next day, she pulled me out of class. She had a tray with different foods and asked me to try them. There was a piece of apple and some orange juice and a small cookie. I told her I couldn't, but she said it was for medical testing. My hands shook as I took a bite of the apple. It was the greatest thing I'd ever tasted. I started crying and couldn't stop. Mrs. Wiley rubbed my back and took notes. That afternoon, 2 police officers and a woman in a suit came to our classroom. They said they needed to talk to me. I was terrified I was in trouble for eating the apple. Instead, they asked me more questions about my home and my parents and what I ate every day. Everything happened fast after that. The woman in the suit went to my house with the police. My parents were furious. I could hear my dad yelling about government overreach and how they were trying to poison children with sugar. The hospital test showed I had severe malnutrition. My body was shutting down from lack of basic nutrients. The doctor said the complete absence of natural sugars had damaged my metabolism and brain development. I'd been slowly starving for 10 years. They placed me with my Aunt Valeria while everything got sorted out. She lived in a different state, and I'd only met her once. She picked me up from the foster home with tears in her eyes. I tried to tell them, she whispered. I tried to say something was wrong. That weekend was my 11th birthday. Aunt Valeria gave me my first ever birthday cake. I ate it faster than a rich fat man at Popeyes.